I grew up in a Christian family and we often read Bible stories together, so I was quite familiar with all the kind of stories of Jesus. And when I was about 8, I knew that I believed that Jesus was the Son of God, and my mum sat down with me and helped me to pray a prayer to commit my life to him. As I grew older, as I became a teenager, I started to question my faith a little bit, and I did pray regularly, but felt my prayers weren't really being answered. I wasn't really sort of seeing any response to them. And I thought about it and realised that I didn't really believe what I was praying. So I thought, I want to give this a go. I'm going to pray with faith. And as soon as I prayed with faith, suddenly my prayers started being answered. And I knew from that point on that God was real, that he would answer my prayers and that I could have a relationship with him.
Yeah, I grew up in church, went to university, got my first taste of real freedom, living alone, living far away from home. Started DJing, going out, DJing more or less every other 2 days. It even took me to Amsterdam. I was going up and down the country. The night before a big gig, I had a dream, and it was kind of like God just opened the roof on the club and kind of like looked down on me. It was kind of like, what are you doing here, Samuel? I'd already given my life when I was 14, and I kind of knew I was lost at university. So the next day, it kind of hit me hard. Cancelled the gig. The following day, hung up the headphones, cut off loads of friends, literally. Searched for a home church. Took me more or less 3 years after uni to find a good church, and here I am.
It was almost 3 years ago, a couple of months after Raha was born. I'd left my son's sling at my uncle's house. And so my aunt called me and said, oh, I've got your sling, so that she goes to the church near where I live. So I went in, sat in the sermon, and the pastor at the time was preaching about men of the world and how worldly they are and their characteristics and what they do. I just thought, oh my gosh, like he knows my kid's dad, who's like describing him to a T. So afterwards, I was hooked, and my aunt was like, how do you find it? I was like, yeah, I found it great, I need to keep coming back. And at the time, I was going through quite a difficult time with the kid's dad in the relationship that we were in. I was praying about it. And as I prayed, I felt God was saying to me that I can't serve two things. Like I need to either worship him or worship Charles. And so I made a decision. And I ended it with Charles, and on Sunday I gave myself to Christ.